Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to Multiplayer Monday with me, Oymon, and as always is my co-host Zero.
Hello.
So, as you can probably tell by looking at this, we're not playing Minecraft, and we're not playing some random indie game that Zero found somewhere. We're actually playing No Man's Sky, if you'd believe it. It wasn't... Stop messing around out there. It was entirely Zero's suggestion. I've owned No Man's Sky, not since it first came out, but kind of since around the beginning. Certainly since before the first big sort of major update. And I played it then. I kind of liked it, but felt that it was a bit boring and repetitive. I played it again after Atlas Rises. Again, it was okay. Again, there were improvements, but it was still a bit boring. And I did play it briefly after the most recent update, Next, or NEXT. I'm not sure if you're supposed to say it as one word or separately, letters or whatever.
I'm pretty sure it's No Man's Sky Next.
Yeah, I think it is just No Man's Sky Next or something like that. But anyway, so I keep trying to play it. And of course, with this new update, it's brought in multiplayer. Zero himself, you've kind of been curious about No Man's Sky because it's widely regarded as like one of the biggest failures in gaming.
It was kind of a major disappointment, which I guess is sort of a testament to just how well made stuff like Minecraft is, or maybe there's just some sort of thing about it that causes a lot more people to like it in terms of just the design, because this doesn't seem like there's that much less content in it than there was in like very early builds of Minecraft.
Yeah, and I think this project
for some reason it doesn't seem to work quite as well. But I mean, I only played it for like 2 hours, so maybe it changes a little bit. But I don't know, if according to what Oi says, it doesn't change all that much.
The gameplay loop. Stop! Don't stand on my ship. What the hell are you doing? Now, the gameplay loop doesn't change. You're constantly running around. You're always scavenging for materials because most planets are hostile. And so it can take a long time. I mean, depending on how you get lucky. Because when we were looking around, there was... I don't know where it is now. There it is. The giant Saturn planet with rings and 2 moons. Presumably we'll be able to land on all 3 of those.
Yeah, probably.
That I
had one very similar to that on the planet I started on, so...
That's cool. Yeah, the planet we're on now has light radiation, which I think is by design. From what I can understand, you are always going to spawn on a planet that has some... not high level, but just a minor problem. It'll be radiation or... Yeah, there goes my radiation protection falling. It'll be radiation, it'll be toxicity, it'll be too hot or too cold. You never land on a planet that's perfectly right for you, and I feel that that's by design because it then kind of forces you to go off and explore. I don't know if that's like deliberate or what, but anyway, we've got this. Where is it? It's around here somewhere. We've got this bad boy over here. I don't know if you've ever followed the Atlas path before. Which is this weird sort of red orb thing. The distress beacon over here. I don't know if you can see it. I also think it's kind of weird you can't look around when you're in your cockpit. Like, it really feels like you should be able to just look around, but you can't. You have like a fixed view, unless I'm not doing something. But,
no, that's pretty much what I have too.
Yeah, exactly. So we got this distress beacon thing here, which kind of... I think this is like the main... story thing, I think. I don't know, I've never really gotten far enough into it to really look, but it goes on about like iterations and something has gone wrong somewhere, like it's trying to find something and it can't, and you can either broadcast your location or leave it alone, which I'm gonna go broadcast because I've always wanted to follow the main story but never really gotten anywhere. Maybe with 2 people, who knows? Maybe we'll actually get further in this.
Maybe, who knows?
Because, I mean, you've seen the ending for the game, right?
It's, if you can call it an ending.
If you can call it an ending. I mean, the game is, kind of like Minecraft. It's a game that doesn't really have an ending. It has a point, it has kind of a cutoff point. Minecraft
It's about the journey, not the destination.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want to quote platitudes.
Well, I think with No Man's Sky, it very much is. It literally is. It's about the journey. I mean, when you do that, your lasers are always zooming off into the sky, even though I know you're actually hitting stuff. I don't know if that's like a bug or something.
That must be a bug.
I think it's a bug. I mean, this whole Next thing has thrown up so many bugs for them. They're constantly throwing out patches like every week or so for this. Which, I mean, you know, adding multiplayer into a game, yeah, that's going to break your game a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, have you repaired your scanner? The C button?
Yes.
You have. Okay, I just wanted to check. Okay, so we've
Come in here, there's a giant cave we could explore.
We could explore the cave. I mean, we either explore the planet or we fix our ships and go somewhere else. Those are essentially the two options.
Well, we're gonna fix the ship eventually.
Well, we'll have to fix the ship eventually. But, I mean, we can craft a signal booster.
I can find any,
Which should help us to find... I think here's the thing. When we load it up, because obviously... In order to get multiplayer, I have to start a world, wait for like 5 minutes for the friggin' thing to load in. And then once I'm in... Ooh, what's this? A vortex cube. Oh, I just picked up a vortex cube, apparently. And then after that, it's a case of Zero then has to join my my game.
I have to join his game, and during this whole time, he's losing protection from the toxicity. So, he has to hunt for sodium and oxygen to stay alive while I'm trying to join, and then that's why we started in the middle of the...
That's why we decided, okay, let's get to the ships. Let's get to what we know is safe and fine and okay, and then we'll stick with that. So yeah, I mean the game really does drop you in the deep end. I told you this sort of last night in sort of... Whoa. Thank you for that. Blew up on me.
See, when you use your laser, I see it shooting directly at it.
Yeah. Weird. It's probably because you're in my game.
Maybe.
I think that's probably what it is. I mean, the whole, you know, one person starts a game and then other people join it, that's not a terrible way to do multiplayer. It's actually a pretty good way to do it, so I like that that's what they've done. Do be careful. There aren't hazards and dangers in these caves, so be careful with that stuff. As you just saw, that thing almost just killed us.
Yeah, and there were very similar creatures like that on my planet, which...
Yeah, in your first game. Yeah, you get creatures like that in all planets, I think. Because, I mean, of course there are going to be dangers.
Well, yeah, but it looked like exactly the same. Which is kind of disappointing. That is really kind of one of the disappointing things about this, is that they claim that it's going to be all kinds of, like, procedurally generated creatures, but then
you know what?
There's very, very similar ones everywhere.
I feel that is a problem with procedural generated games in general. Like, unless you have a huge pool to draw from, it's going to take you know, things are going to start looking the same. And, you know, you can...
But the fact that I encountered... This is my second game.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I do sometimes wonder, because as I said, I've played this game a couple of times through, and the opening always does start the same, so I do wonder if maybe it's just your first system uses the same basic stuff, and then beyond that things change, or I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we should really fix our multi-tool at some point. I'm sure we should. No, wait, we fix the scanner. Don't we get a launch first and pulse engine? What is a vortex cube? I've never picked up a vortex cube before.
No, I got a bunch of them on my...
Well, not that I remember. Or maybe I did and I've just forgotten. I don't know. Anyway, do we want to keep exploring this cave? Because...
A lot of ferrite in here.
Well, yeah. Cobalt and ferrite.
Ferrite columns. It looks like Devil's Causeway.
Probably.
What causes them to have that hexagonal shape? Is that just
the Giant's Causeway in Ireland, you mean?
Yeah.
It was volcanic. Something about oh god, I was told this when I was a kid, and for the life of me I can't remember the details. But it's the volcanic rock and the way in which it like cooled just happened to cause it to crack in a very hexagonal form. Because, you know, because it all comes down to the order of the atoms in the
structure, yeah.
yeah, the structure of the atoms in the rock itself. And I think that's just how it works. It's like you can get diamonds that create a perfect shape under the right conditions because that's the order that the atoms actually sit in, and stuff like that. So I think it just comes down to things like that. I don't know. It's a bit of a guess. I'm not a geologist, so don't quote me on it. So we're just gonna keep following this until we get bored.
There should be something in here.
No, there doesn't. Jesus
True.
Christ.
Doesn't have to be something in here. Oh, you can't mine the little hanging thing.
What, the stalactites? Yeah, you can.
Oh,
It's got cobalt in it. Don't know if we'll need cobalt for something, but we probably will. Right, okay.
Need minerals for everything.
So, I mean, we could build... I'm just going to upgrade my mining laser one moment. Don't forget to keep an eye on that, by the way.
Yeah.
Everything's constantly running down. In a world of increasing entropy. So I don't specifically know if these caves do indeed house something specific, or if they're just here as an extra thing to explore because, you know, Minecraft.
Well, at least we're not losing.
No, it is
protection.
at least safe in here.
So it's a safe place to mine without having to worry about constantly finding more sodium.
Although there are plenty of plants in here that give sodium, so that's pretty good. Which is probably by design. Again, it's like, you know, you're getting hurt on the surface, so you enter a cave to find shelter, and oh look, there are plants that give you the things you need to survive on the surface.
Ouch.
Yeah, careful, fall damage is a bitch. I mean, you know, due credit to the game itself. The game looks really good. Like, you know, okay, some of the things are incredibly repetitive and samey, but just in and of themselves, it does look like a pretty decent game. And playing it in first person is... I don't like playing it in third person. We were sort of talking about this before we started recording, but I know that the Switch has gone to third person because now you have like an actual player avatar, and you have like... you know, because obviously with the inclusion of multiplayer, you needed something there for the other players to be able to see. So, you know, I do understand the switch to third person, but I think the game just plays better in first, personally. Because obviously it was designed from the ground up as a first person game. So, I think it just works better in first person.
Ooh, salt.
Are you getting all salty on me?
No, it's just there's the green stuff growing on this rock is salt.
Fair enough. Huh, that's weird. I'm not going to go over in that direction. There's about 6 of those deadly plants.
You notice that they react just by you looking at them?
Yeah, they shrink.
Yeah, that's weird.
I think that's a glitch. I think that's the game going, oh, he's looking at it, better actually pretend we're here.
The player's coming, everybody look busy.
Yeah, exactly. I was just thinking that. Hmm. You know, I'm surprised they never used that line in Wreck-It Ralph. Just saying.
Oh, maybe in the sequel.
That way's more, I don't really want to have to bust my way through that. We'll end up getting stuck if we're not careful. That can happen.
That's happened to you?
Yep. I managed to get myself unstuck, but yep.
That's why I like playing games with cheats available, because if the game cheats you, you're gonna have to cheat your way back.
Yeah.
Like with like Oblivion and Skyrim, I've had weapons fall through the floor. And they're like really good weapons. Like, god damn, I don't want to lose that. So you hack in, go down, you no clip out and grab it.
Or you just spawn in a duplicate of the item in question. Either or. I don't know if this game has a command line. It has, there is obviously a creative mode where you don't have to worry about any of this crap, but I haven't bothered to play with that because I don't know what creative mode would offer that's massively creative, I suppose. Where are you right now?
You should be able to. It was like build a base and stuff.
You can now. They kind of added it originally in the Atlas Rises one where there would be specific like pre-scripted points on a planet where you could like build a base. Now they seem to have changed that where you can literally just build buildings as big and as much as you want. So they're constantly like expanding what it is you can actually do in terms of building, which again I think was always the point. So I think we're kind of hitting a dead end here.
Yeah, this thing just keeps on going.
Well, yeah, they will. They literally will. A little later on, if we follow the main quest line a bit, we will get a terraformer that allows you to dig through the solid rock.
Nice.
I think, if memory serves. Assuming they haven't changed it in an update or something, like removed it because it was OP or something. One thing I'm not sure I like, you ever notice around the edges, it's particularly at the top of the screen, it's blurry?
Is it?
Yeah. If you look at the very top of your vision, it's actually slightly blurry. I don't like that effect. It's actually kind of...
yeah.
It could just be maybe it's more visible on my monitor or something. Hey look, a way out. Is that the way we came in? Probably not.
No, it's different. We walked in, we didn't drop.
That's true.
Can we get out?
You could try, but then you'd just be up on the surface getting damaged.
I made it. Yeah.
Good for you. That's the other problem with these caves. It can be so easy to get lost. Oh yeah. And especially as there isn't necessarily a lot that gives you oxygen back, it can be very hard to work out if you're even going to survive. Now that's a dead end. Okay, so it's this way. Sure, it's this way around here. You can't run very far at first, but I think you can get upgrades that like increase that sort of stuff. I think. I know you can get. I know you can get upgrades for a bunch of stuff. What did you just say?
Here.
Oh.
Said here, doggy.
Have you got a doggo? Alien doggo.
Oh, yeah, doggo with like ram horns.
Hey, I found the ships. Nice. Okay.
And there.
Apparently we need to build a signal booster. Let's drop that down, I guess. Oop. F.
Radiation protection falling.
Oops, that's the wrong button. Oh, hey, you're back. I built a signal booster.
Yay. We also gonna need one of the what's it called? Portable refiners.
Oh man, it doesn't find anything. There's nothing here. There's no nearby structures at all. Well, except for the one I came from, but I can't remember which direction that was in.